Hello everybody, this is Mary Fish with Stampin' Pretty and StampinPretty.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I am very excited to share with you the package I just had delivered of my pre-order for the Stampin' Up! 2016-2017 catalog. For starters, I can't show you the inside, but this is the cover of the new catalog. I'm incredibly excited. It's so on trend. There's so many new and amazing things. But Stampin' Up! Allows us a month before the catalog starts. I should say the catalog starts on June 1st. But the month before, we get a chance to pre-order select products. And one of the things that gets me most excited about the pre-order is being able to order the new 2016 to 2018 in colors. Look at how pretty these are. Sweet Sugar Plum, Peekaboo Peach, Emerald Envy. This has been really popular with my Stampin' Pretty Pals group. Dapper Denim. This is a personal favorite. And this really wonderful, I'm going to say sort of a warm pink called Flirty Flamingo. Lots and lots of pop and potential. And as always, Stampin' Up! Knocks it out of the park with coordinating inks, markers, and this amazing ruched ribbon. This was probably one of the things I was most excited about in terms of the new accessories in each one of these colors. Looks like it's going to be super easy to work with, and I love how it's got that sort of gathered look to it. And of course, coordinating and cool. Here's a real practical product for those of you that like little skinny bits of 3D, like our Stampin' Dimensionals. These are skinny strips, not sure if you can see them real well, for using with shaker cards or even just long skinny bits. I won't have to trim them the way I often have done with my Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's move on to some more of the really cool and practical things and why I chose these things for my pre-order. This stamp set is called Thoughtful Banners. It is photopolymer, so it's very easy to place and use these stamps. I get a nice crisp look with my photopolymer stamps. It's my favorite. In part, I guess in most part, because the placement is so easy because you can see through the blocks and you can see where you're stamping. And what makes this extra cool is that it coordinates with a new punch called the Duet Banner Punch that coordinates with both of these. And one of my favorite things on this list is Mum. That's what my daughter calls me, so I think they had me at Mum. There are going to be 3 new colors of Thick Baker's Twine, Melon Mambo, Cucumber Crush, and Whisper White. I love my Baker's Twine. I probably use that even more than ribbon. Here are some stamp sets. This is a clear mount stamp set, and for good reason. This is a host stamp set called Gift of Love. Has a beautiful font, very simple sentiments, and then you stamp this image, and then you use the second step to layer in the leaves and layer in the flowers in 2 different colors if you like, and will give a wonderful, rich, simple, classy watercolor look. This is another classic set of sentiments. I always tell people, when in doubt, roll with a sentiment stamp set if you're trying to work with a budget, because I feel you get the most bang for your buck. You can use them over and over. And this stamp set called Layering Love, I have the clear mount version. There isn't a photopolymer version of this, but having it in the red mount version allows me to use my handy dandy little markers and do different colors on the different words. I love that look and that concept. So hopefully you can see these. They're going to coordinate with many of the dies, so you can just crop them out and have these really fun and trendy fonts. This stamp set, again, another photopolymer stamp set, is called Perfectly Wrapped. It does coordinate with a kit, but for the time being, I purchased it because I love just those big, bold sentiments and simple little borders and designs and patterns that go with it. And then this is called Pop of Paradise. It has a heart, and you're going to see in just a second that there's a die to work with that. Hello, the flamingo, which is everywhere. Little pineapple, again, very trendy and fun. I saw some samples with these modern leaves embossed in gold and metallics. To die for. absolutely to die for. Here's a stamp set, again, a photopolymer stamp set called Love and Affection. Isn't this the sweetest font? And you make me ridiculously happy. I love that sentiment. And you can layer and play with these with the ease of photopolymer. It also has a coordinating designer series paper that I shared on a previous video. But again, I love this whole kind of real simple magazine concept of Stampin' Up. It makes things easy because everything coordinates and works together, including these little embossing folders. I'm not sure how well they're going to show up on the video, but they are called Floral Affection Textured Impressions Embossing Folders, and they coordinate with this along with that designer series paper I mentioned. And if you love dies, there's so much more to come, but I want to share with you the ones that I got early. First and foremost is called Sweet and Sassy. There are 15 of them. I like to label them, and I put them on my Stampin' Storage magnetic sheets. But there are so many of them, I couldn't even find a good spot to get my label on there. So you've got these curvy hearts, and then you've got a more standard conventional heart. These were designed to layer and create frames like crazy. I have wanted something like this for so long. We've had other layering options, but never this many and so many possibilities. And ditto on these squares. These are called the layering squares. There's 19. There's 2 sets of scalloped squares as well as standard squares. So you can be sure you can have perfectly cropped layers every time, and of course create frames. I'm a big fan of making frames. This is a fun, funky little set that creates these little swirlies for your cards and this long wave and lots of fun things, and it coordinates beautifully with the swirly bird photopolymer stamp set. This is just new, so I have to cheat a little bit and look on the back side. But you can build and play. This is obviously very modern, but I'm a big fan of clean, simple, modern design, so I think there are so many possibilities with this set. It spoke to me right away. And we've got a few more cool things that I want to share with you. This is called the Pop of Pink Specialty Designer Series paper. I'll quickly show you the pretty patterns. It's a 12 by 12. Black and white, and then of course that pop of Melon Mambo. This is a little heart design, very card friendly. Oh, I don't need to flip them because I have each pattern showing. I worked that all out at the beginning, and of course I have to remember that I've got them all turned the direction you need to see them. Really simple. I'm going to really miss our black and white Everyday Chic Designer Series paper, but this is really a wonderful replacement. And of course it's got the pop of pink and card user friendly patterns that will work well for creating layers and backgrounds. Really, really simple, big, bold, black and white stripe, classic. Another sweet little pattern. And then what makes it specialty paper? Because it has some metallics. These only are on one side, but it has this real metallic wow. And this strong pink, Melon Mambo pink with gold, is drop dead gorgeous and very, very much so on trend. And this one as well, I'm hoping you can see it, also has little gold sprinkles. And the beautiful finishing touches will be with this washi tape. Even one of the washi tape options has some gold in it, and I think that's just gorgeous. And then I've got one more little suite to show you, and then I'm going to get to work in creating samples for you throughout May. I'm going to start with the stamp set Painter's Palette. Love this font. And you can certainly play with this little easel, and of course that easel coordinates with these new layering squares. So you can create a little frame, pop it up on those skinny strips of foam adhesive that I showed you, and put a fun sentiment behind. And there's also some cool brush strokes that you can add in for color and pop and versatile possibilities. Even just working independently with these sentiments I think is great. Again, I love that Stampin' Up! Is doing more cohesive fonts, modern fonts, trendy fonts, and keeping the look very cohesive. That was something that I've been hoping for, and it's clearly evident in this new catalog. And to work with that same stamp set and many of the new in colors is this sweet little stack. It's 6 by 6, which is designed for those of us who love to make cards in modern and fresh patterns. I'll just sort of go through, but I cannot wait to work with it. I think it's lovely. Modern, cool. I mean, there's so many directions you can go. Masculine, feminine, birthday, any kind of celebration. It says party to me. Hopefully it says party to you. So that's a quick look at that. And then last, again, I love to use the example of Real Simple Magazine, how everything just coordinates and makes my job easy. With too many options, I tend to feel overwhelmed, and I love that everything coordinates and I can spend more time being creative than trying to find just the right ribbon or just the right ink and trying to match things, and I think Stampin' Up! Does a beautiful job with that. So thank you for joining me. I'll be sharing sneak peeks throughout May of 2016. You can visit me on my blog, stampinpretty.com, and the new catalog will be live for customer purchase starting June 1st. Thanks for joining me and taking a look at my first stash. I plan to do a little more damage on June 1st because there are so many more new trending products that I cannot wait to get my hands on and share with you. Thank you and bye-bye.